Hello and welcome to Car Facts. My name is Victoria and in today's video I will be talking about the Austin Metro MK1. I hope that you enjoy this video. Once upon a time, in the bustling streets of 1982 Britain, there was a little car that dared to dream big. This car wasn't flashy or loud. It didn't have the prestige of a Mercedes or the flair of a Ferrari. But what it did have was heart, practicality, and a mission to rescue its struggling maker from the brink of collapse. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, the Austin Metro, Britain's very own compact hero, rolled off the production line for the first time in 1980. Built by British Leyland, a company in dire straits at the time, the Metro was seen as a last-ditch effort to fend off fierce competition from overseas rivals, like the Volkswagen Golf and the Fiat 127. It had its work cut out for it, but oh, what a journey it had. So buckle up, because we're about to take a ride through history with the cheeky, lovable Austin Metro MK1. The story of the Austin Metro begins with a problem. By the late 1970s, British Leyland, once a proud symbol of the UK's automotive industry, was on the ropes. The company was plagued by strikes, inefficiency, and a reputation for building unreliable cars. Meanwhile, compact cars from Europe and Japan were taking over. The iconic Mini, which had been a British staple since 1959, was starting to feel outdated. A replacement was desperately needed. Enter the Austin Metro. Designed to be a car for the people, the Metro promised practicality, affordability, and a touch of modernity. It was a bold gamble. The fate of British Leyland, and by extension, much of Britain's car industry, rested on its tiny wheels. No pressure, right? Now, let's talk design. The Metro wasn't just a car, it was a statement. Compact yet roomy, it was engineered to make the most of its small footprint. Inside, it offered space for 5 passengers and even had a surprisingly generous boot. The car's exterior featured clean lines, a stubby nose, and a large glass area, which gave it a friendly, approachable look. Fun fact: the Metro's design was heavily influenced by the famous Mini. In fact, it borrowed the Mini's A-series engine and its famous Hydra-gas suspension system. This clever suspension provided a surprisingly smooth ride for such a small car. Oh, and get this, British Leyland actually considered naming it the Mini Metro, but in the end, they settled on just Metro to give it its own identity. Another quirky feature of the Metro? It had a digital clock on the dashboard. Now, that might not sound impressive today, but back then, having a digital clock was peak sophistication. And let's not forget the rear seats that could fold down to create even more cargo space. Practicality was the name of the game. The Metro made its big debut on October 8, 1980. British Leyland went all out for the launch, with a catchy advertising campaign calling it a British car to beat the world. But did it live up to the hype? Well, yes and no. The public loved it. Within just a few months, the Metro became Britain's third best-selling car. People were drawn to its affordability, reliability, and clever use of space. But the critics? They weren't entirely convinced. While the Metro was praised for its practicality and ride comfort, some said it lacked the refinement of its European rivals. Nevertheless, the Metro's popularity soared. By 1982, over 100,000 units were sold annually in the UK. It even won the What Car? Car of the Year award in 1981. Not bad for a little hatchback from a company on the verge of collapse. The Austin Metro MK1 came in a variety of trims and variants, catering to different tastes and budgets. The lineup ranged from the basic 1.0-liter models to the sporty MG Metro, introduced in 1982. Now, let me tell you about the MG Metro. This hot hatch was a pocket rocket of its time. With a 1.3-liter engine producing up to 72 horsepower, it could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just under 10 seconds. That might not sound fast today, but back then, it was enough to set pulses racing. The MG Metro also came with sporty styling, alloy wheels, and upgraded suspension, perfect for the aspiring racer on a budget. And then there was the Metro HLE, which stood for High Line Economy. This model was marketed as the fuel-sipping champion, boasting an impressive 60 miles per gallon. British Leyland even claimed it was more fuel-efficient than some diesel cars of the time. Quite the flex, huh? Speaking of flexing, did you know that the Metro was Princess Diana's first car? Yes. Before she became the people's princess, she drove a humble red Metro. Imagine the paparazzi chasing after a future royal in this tiny hatchback. Talk about iconic. Here's another fun tidbit. The Metro was used as the base for some truly wild experiments. Ever heard of the Metro 6R4? This was a rally car version of the Metro, built for the legendary Group B rallying series. With a mid-mounted V6 engine and all-wheel drive, it was a far cry from the humble MK1, but it showed just how versatile the Metro platform could be. As much as we love the Metro, its story isn't all sunshine and rainbows. By the late 1980s, the Metro began to lose its charm. The competition had caught up, and British Leyland, now known as the Austin Rover Group, was struggling to keep the car fresh. In 1990, the original Metro was replaced by the Rover Metro, which featured updated styling and more modern engines. Though the new model kept the Metro name alive, it marked the end of the line for the classic MK1. But let's not dwell on the end, because the Austin Metro MK1 left behind an incredible legacy. Over 2 million units were built during its lifetime, making it one of Britain's best-loved small cars. It helped save British Leyland from financial disaster and proved that British engineering could still shine in a competitive global market. Today, the Metro is cherished by enthusiasts and collectors who appreciate its charm and historical significance. It's a reminder of a time when small cars ruled the world and a plucky little hatchback could become a national treasure. So, what do you think of the Austin Metro MK1? Was it a scrappy underdog or just another small car? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another classic car story. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.